ABC's liquor store.
Here we are saying hello to Margarita.
And Margarita says hello.
And Margarita says thank you for the margarita.
And thank you for the jacket.
Oh no, and this is for Pepe's 60th birthday party. And we're all here in San Miguel de Allende.
I know.
Margaret, what would you like to say to your husband? Something wonderfully sweet.
Oh, darling, you make me the best margarita, and that's why I married you.
Okay, everyone's going to say something sweet.
How you doing? Monita, it's nice to see you here. Invited by Pepe, Pipi. Better known as Pipi.
It's his birthday.
That's right, it's birthday.
What would you like
Pepe.
to say?
Where's Pipi?
What are you
Pipi,
going to say?
come here.
What are you saying for his birthday?
This is the 80th birthday of Pepe. Pepe, this is your 80th birthday?
Near, almost. For you, plus or minus. 80,
No.
80 plus or minus. No,
Más o menos.
Más o menos.
You need to come over here and kiss me because I just said wonderful things.
She did.
She wants to kiss me.
No. Not today. Not today. Later.
No?
Wow. There's the birthday boy.
Now we need tongue.
Oh. Oh my
You've been watching
God.
too many, you know what, movies.
Yeah, really. Tell him, Pepe. Tell him.
You know what this girl, Amapur, talks with the Russian guy? And he said, well, at the end of the interview, what is really the issue? It's pushing all over the place. That's the ambassador of Russia.
But that's always been the case.
Pepe, what would you like
The
to say?
women rule.
What would you like to say on your
All I would
birthday?
say is that women rule the world, and they rule because they own
They own the world.
They own whatever you said. What do
And he's the
they have?
smartest man I know.
What do they have?
You're not happy.
Yeah, that part, yes.
The thing that Donald Trump likes?
That, yeah. Donald Trump likes, that's what they own, that's the reason they rule. Period.
Okay.
And I'm all for that.
Okay, that's okay.
Well, happy birthday, Pepe. We're all here in San Miguel de Allende, and everyone's so happy you invited us. And thank you
Cheerio.
so far for the best party. So what would you like to say to our birthday
Yes, please,
boy?
say something.
I love everybody.
I love everybody. I love everybody.
Margarita, I know her
He's
for
a
a long
lover.
time.
He's not a fighter. He's a lover.
No, never.
Never a fighter. ¿Qué te parece? This is a professional lover.
He's a professional. So that's
You got to speak so the camera can hear you, though.
okay.
Yeah, talk to the camera. Don't talk to me.
camera.
Hello, camera. How are you?
Camera.
I know it's nice to talk to you, camera.
Okay,
We're having a great
It has been
birthday
a great
party.
birthday. Great birthday
I
party.
need a drink. So sorry, I must leave. Now.
We're so sorry that you're 80 years old now.
Oh my God.
60.
60. That's
No, but just anything you want. It's Pepe's birthday.
We love them.
We love them.
Wait. Different. Ahora no.
Well, happy birthday, Pepe. Te queremos mucho, Lota. Mucho. Oye, te queremos mucho. Es la mejor época. Ahorita tienes que empezar a funcionar, ¿verdad? Y que Lota, que llegue.
Muy bien.
you actually you play when you get back home.
Yes, we're here at Pepe's. Start of Pepe's birthday party. It's Friday, October 14th, 2016. Most of us got up this morning at 2 o'clock in the morning. We flew to Dallas, we flew to Houston, and here we are at Pepe's birthday party, the start of it. We're here for 1 week, and that's a sangria, in case you're wondering. Making mojitos, margaritas. And we drove to San Miguel de Allende. And here's all the people in the party. You can see. It's been a wonderful, wonderful event so far. The house that Pepe rented, I must tell you,
We're going to be tomorrow there.
going to be there tomorrow. It's the most gorgeous place you've ever seen. It's out of a movie. I think maybe they made a movie there. They had to at one point. So here we are. Maybe now we're going to dance. Do you hear the music in the background? Talking to your niece about Querétaro. This is the gallery. This is Casa Diana Gallery.
So now it's
There's Javier, his wife, with Larry and Ted, everyone talking and laughing.
Now I got to figure out.
we have to stand right.
Happy birthday, Pepe.
She won't allow it.
I know.
It's been a long day.
Here we are, Casa Diana.
Any discotheques, we're going to 2 or 3 in the morning. We're going to
Yeah,
go to a
okay,
discotheque here.
Larry. Guess my Uber to take you back.
The Mexicans will drag me back.
Look at these great.
Cheers. Salud.
That's for Pepe's birthday.
Felicidades. Happy birthday too.
You want to say something to your brother?
Feliz cumpleaños, hermano y hermana.
We're all done.
Gracias por invitarnos. Tenemos mucho gusto de estar aquí
I've
celebrando
had 10 margaritas. You know me.
y toda la familia.
Muy bien.
I was so drunk.
Okay,
And
now.
I will not drink on New Year's Eve. Guaranteed. Oh, hi. How you
Well, you're
You have a
not.
video on that?
No.
Not drink on music.
But that's all you said.
We're all signed up.
She's taking your
Are we
picture.
at
Hey,
the
Curly.
same table?
Hey, Curly. She's taking
Ted,
Would you like to say something to Pepe? You can say something. Say something about his birthday.
Happy birthday, feliz cumpleaños, feliz cumpleaños.
That's so
Voy a
nice.
sing.
Oh, you too, you too.
Yo conocí esta casa pero yo venía a entrar, abría que no estuviera nada raro, pero yo no abría todo, obviamente.
Pepe? But you gotta speak up a little.
Feliz cumpleaños, my friend, amiga, Carmen, and Pepe.
Yay! Carmen.
Pues feliz cumpleaños a Pepe y estoy encantada que todos hayan venido y me estoy divirtiendo mucho.
Aunque el cumpleaños es en julio.
Aunque ya me duelen los pies, pero no importa.
Que te duelen los pies, pero estamos tan felices de estar aquí y muchas
De
gracias.
estar aquí, que hayan venido todos.
Gracias.
pero bueno, el fin de la vida sería más.
Me too.
¿De qué es el trofeo?
Es este de... ¿Es este aquí? ¿Regulo?
Okay, now.
Happy birthday to you. You're younger today than you'll ever be again. Happy birthday to you.
I'm so happy to meet Pepe's son for the first time ever in my whole life. And there he is. There he is. This is Casa Diana. Pepe's birthday. One more celebration. One more. It's the first day that we're doing this.
I said, I'm just.
Look at the house. Look at the house.
You're still
Look at the house. That's Margarita laughing. It's been the most magical first day.
Dead to the world for like.
Look at the house.
I think so.
It's a long day, wonderful day, but
It has been wonderful, and it has been packed. And it started, I was so dismal this morning when we went to the airport.
No, but it's a
And my
great
suitcase
day.
hadn't arrived, and I was in tears this morning.
Margarita lost her suitcase, but
But
they're gonna find it.
Look how great she looks.
And look, she
Look
looks.
how great she looks.
I'm gonna get up and show you, with everything that she's gotten from us. But look how great she looks. $1 million, $1 million. There she is. Look at that. Look at that. From the pants to the shoes, everything given because they lost her luggage.
And
she looks great.
Have it back yet. She's got a lot of great clothes in there, but she got some great friends too.
There she goes. Happy birthday, Pepe.
Happy birthday.
Okay, this is October 15th. This is Pepe's birthday celebration, although his birthday's in July. But Carmen and Pepe have put together one of the greatest parties I've ever been to. And I want to show you all the people here and this magnificent house where we are in San Miguel de Allende, Mexico. The weather could not be more gorgeous. And you see all the friends. Look at this, look at this. I'm going to show you the house later. Bartenders.
José.
You see the pool in the background? Look at all the friends. I'm just going to show you this house. Look at the ceilings. It's one of the most beautiful homes we've ever seen. There's Pepe's aunt, who just told me she has 8 children. That's one of her boys behind her on the right. 29 grandchildren and 19 great-grandchildren. There's Pepe's brother Javier next to him. All the friends. ¿Quieres decir algo a Pepe?
Pepe, te deseo lo mejor.
Yo también te quiero decir algo, Pepe, pero me da pena. Felicidades.
Okay.
Tío, te deseo lo mejor. Representando a los sobrinos.
Look at the arches in the house. We just understood that the house is 5 years old and they copied it to look like a colonial. It's absolutely magnificent. 5 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms. I'll do the house later. Right now it's most important. This wonderful party. This is the table I'm coming to now where all the friends came from Florida and me. This is our table right here.
But I promised.
And then who we have is Margarita and Pepe. Oh, I'm gonna cry. Isn't that sweet?
Pepe, turn around.
and people are still arriving, so that's why there's that empty table. There's a man singing.
Okay. Monica, what you feeling?
Yes. Here we are. Can you imagine? I am bawling right now. My eyes. Mariachi band. I wanted so badly, and here it is. Oh my God! This is the most wonderful party ever. Maria Eugenia and I were dancing now. This dance.
I feel like I'm in the middle of a special meeting. Fantastic.
This is like...
I'm taking you, taking me. I know I'm gonna get her. She's 88 years old dancing La Bamba. And she broke her hip about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And there she is dancing La Bamba. Oh my God, Viva Mexico! Baila bamba, baila bamba.
Y arriba. in the Rosewood Hotel, which is the #1 hotel in San Miguel. And I just want to tell you, it's this is round and
that's the rooms around there and how it goes around. And then that's the garden below, which is, I must say, amazing. We had dinner last night for 15 people. Everyone drinking, eating, whatever they wanted. And when the bill came, it was 3,000 pesos or $157. This is without a doubt the least expensive, most elegant, most gorgeous place you can ever come for half the price of any other place. I love it. I would come back in a second. And Pepe's birthday party is without a doubt the greatest party most people have ever attended. The night moon is tonight the largest of the year supposedly. So I'll take pictures. I'll take pictures of that in a little bit. Oh yes, thank you. But right. So
pictures of things without
now,
anybody in it. You don't want to be in one?
Now we're taking the picture. This is San Miguel with the biggest moon of the year, and it's the Hotel Rosewood. There's the hills behind you with the moon, and I'm going to pan over here to the left. It is unbelievable, so gorgeous. Okay, there you have the cathedral, which, I mean, I've been crying all week because it's just so emotional to see. I can't explain it. You have to see this for yourself. It's one of the most beautiful parts of Mexico. My mother moved here in 1967, and she was here for 2 years. Why she came and why she left, I have no idea, but I know. Look at those flames. That's to keep us warm. It's not cold, but of course it's nicer to have the heat. So there you have it. There's San Miguel from the Rosewood Hotel. Huh? Es una maravilla. México es mágico. Estamos de lo más contentos del mundo estar aquí con Pepe, con su familia en San Miguel de Allende, México. Fireworks in San Miguel de Allende. October, I forget the date. God, this is like such a fireworks show. Qué bonito. It's supposedly for a wedding that they had, and then they light off the fireworks. But oh my God, there's fireworks everywhere. There must be a lot of weddings.
Yeah, well, the problem is with all that flashing in the background, you can't see anything.
Look at this. Wait.
I mean, we've got...
You ready?
Yeah.
Smile.
It's better not to do it with or without a flash.
I did it without, look.
Well, right now you're also being...
Well, yeah, you can see because...
I've got a better camera.
Well, you're also being recorded, so if you want to say something...
That's a brand new phone, I'm telling you. The camera's way better.
You know what? That's amazing.
That's a brand new
the
phone.
clarity of the pictures is way better.
The phone's way better. The camera's way better. I'll send them to you.
Can you send
the
that
color
to me?
beer is so like big time.
So you want it your mail, Pinot Grigio? Probably your mail, right?
Oh,
I don't want
You want a glass of Pinot?
Okay. Listen. Members of the regiment.
I don't think so.
Members of the regiment.
What do you want?
No, listen to me.
What is aquí?
Aquí is here.
Here.
Members of the regiment. Atención, soldiers and members of the regiment. If you want something to eat, have some tacos. I'm sure they're excellent.
Aye. Okay.
Do not order hamburgers or pizza.
Do you have any beer?
Cerveza?
Of course.
What's a Mexican beer?
What's a Mexican beer?
Bohemian, dark blonde and Weizen. I also have Tecate Light,
How
Dos
much?
X Amber, Sol Indio.
Negra modelo.
Yep.
No, no have
¿Qué,
negra
qué
modelo.
negras tienes?
You don't have that?
Bohemia Oscura.
Una bohemia oscura. Bohemia oscura.
Yep.
Bohemia oscura. Bohemia oscura.
Yep. Bohemia Oscura.
¿Son dos? ¿Dos bohemias?
That's a dark beer. You want dark beer? Ok, que una más, ligerita, ¿cuál es? ¿Qué más tienes? Una tecate. You want tecate, tecate.
Aquí dos margaritas. Dos margaritas.
¿Estas en las rocas?
Rocas, sí.
Y una orden de tacos de cochinita.
Cochinita pibil.
No, cochinita, son los
Son de lechón.
de lechón. Dos tacos.
Don't make me
Una
laugh.
orden
Now I'm
de
trying to
tacos de
film the
lechón.
cochinita civil.
I think they got our order. You got our, are you getting it?
You want to try
Yeah. Good. You want something to eat?
No,
You have something to drink.
it would take me a year to get into it. I just wanted beer.
Beer.
Talking
big time.
do it again.
No, I have Bohemia Dark.
Bohemian Negro? What is that? Is that Mexican?
Yes, Mexican.
Negro. Dark?
Yes.
Didn't feel bad. He actually took advantage of this. He then told people, you're right, my facade doesn't match the style of the city. Maybe we can make it match. See the belfry? It's awful. So taking some money and now modify the belfry. And also the church, here, this, the facade is not that nice.
We're in the San Miguel. This is the Cathedral of San Miguel. Look at that.
Oh, God. No, we'll just look.
My baby.
There's our group. We're having a tour of San Miguel today.
The altar, gilded in gold, that's gold leaf. And the style of this is churrigueresque. Let me tell you why this is called churrigueresque. In Mexico, the Baroque style gave freedom to the architects to carve and decorate as they wanted. In Federation in Mexico, the Baroque style had also indigenous influences. Here in Mexico and Spain, however, the Baroque style reached a climax, an evolution, a height, and this was called churrigueresco. Two brothers from Spain, Jose and Alberto Churriguera, were architects, and they created these columns that they called estipites, and they made them very famous. And so, when you see a Baroque altar like this with estipite columns, this is no longer Baroque. This is called churrigueresco, after the last name of these two brothers, Churriguera, the Churriguera brothers. These are the columns that I'm talking about. Let's focus our attention to that one. This is an estipite. Starts here. The estipite column goes all the way until here. This is the estipite column. You're looking, in reality, to a human figure. Feet, legs, here, the hips, the waist, the torso, the or chest, neck, and the head. This is the capital of the column, usually formed by acanthus leaves. These are leaves, like plum leaves. You can decorate your estipite as you want. You can make them thinner, thicker, you can add any decoration you want. But those three elements must be present. Legs, torso, and head. So because of these four columns, four estipites, this is no longer Baroque. This is churrigueresque. Inside the cabin where the Virgin is usually, it's gilded in silver. A
On the ceiling, there's a naval war. Here, you can see the ships. Here, this naval war took place in the Sea of Lepanto, in Greece. This war took place in 1574. When? In this month of October, by the middle of October, Moors from Turkey were invading Venice, and Venice was assisted by 3 Christian countries, Spain, Italy and France. They worked together to fight the Moors, and they had a victory. They defeated them. And even though the Moors lost the war, they took many prisoners with them. What's the connection between the Lepanto War and the Virgin of San Rosary? This one. Here. See? Priests praying the Virgin of San Rosary to be granted with a victory, since the war took place in this week of October. And that's when people have the celebrations to the Virgin of San Rosary. They were granted with a victory. And now look on the other side. In Spain, they did not pay the ransom for this soldier. His family had to gather the money. And it took for more than a decade to gather the money to bring him back.
The two hanging on the cross. They look like they're talking and laughing.
Because here there's a lot missing. So now why is there so much missing here?
It's because due to humidity, some of these have been lost, and it's impossible to restore.
Is there a way to protect what's left? Here we are in Guanajuato, Mexico, which is near San Miguel. Not next door, but near enough. And it's much larger. It's got universities here, of course, beautiful cathedrals, and it means little frogs, because these mountains had, some of the mountains to the right had the shape of frogs. Like Spain means land of rabbits, and that I don't know why. But this is Guanajuato. It's huge. Beautiful colored houses, mountains around. Very, very pretty.
And the red rooftop looks like a big gym. That is Juarez Theater. It's this place.
That's a theater. Oh, wow. Oh.
It's the second best theater in our country. It has Moorish influence, Arabic style. This is the facade. We're going to be walking right in front of it. See how beautiful it is.
Oh, wow.
There's no chance to go inside today. Normally we would go inside, but due to the concerts that they're having for the Cervantino Festival, they're not allowing people to go.
This is the Cervantes Festival, what Dali, our guide, is telling us. So lots of music, opera, concerts, all week long.
Big white building there with that looks like a kind of a castle.
Yeah.
It has a medieval touch, lots of windows. That is where the University of Guanajuato was founded in 1945. No more classes in the place. It's used only for administration offices. On the right side, there's another church with a big dome. That church is called Jesus Company. It's a church that belonged to Jesuits. in 1700s, not anymore though. Jesuits were expelled from our country in 1767 because they had become a threat to King Charles III. They were too liberal, educated, revolutionary. They had a lot of resources, and they liked to be involved in politics. So that is why they were expelled from our country. If you look at the edge of the city, straight ahead, and by the mountain.
Before you go, so to the left, is that part that the gray building? That's part of the same old building, the university, with a big stair, escalinata.
Exactly. That's the university, the big white building. Exactly.
The one to the left.
Exactly. Yes. That is the University of Guanajuato. There is an orange little building between the church and the university. That's still part of the university.
Okay.
And actually, the interior of the university is old. It's from 1700s and used to be part of the church. Jesuits were running that college before 1700s. So at the edge of the mountain, at the edge of the city and by the mountain. This is Juan José de los Reyes Martinez Amaro. He was from San Miguel, better known as People became a hero when revolutionaries attacked this place. And this is how the story goes. Let me tell you. The revolution against Spain started on September 16, 1810. I was telling you yesterday that they started as an emergency because they were betrayed by the mayor of Querétaro. And so Ignacio Allende was in Dolores, as well as Father Hidalgo, the priest. And Dolores is in the other side of this mountain range, about an hour and 30 minutes away from here, on that direction. Because they started with a group of indigenous people and mestizos, they did not come directly to the capital of the province. They decided to go around the mountain range towards that direction. And they went from cities to cities, gathering a bigger group to fight the Spanish people that were in here. They kept sending warning letters to the mayor. They kept telling the mayor that he should surrender because they were going to be attacked. The mayor thought that he was able to fight the revolutionaries with his army of 600 soldiers. Well-trained soldiers, though. By the time the revolutionaries were outside the village of Guanajuato, they had an army of 24,000 people. Pitchforks. Exactly. 2/3 were indigenous people and mestizos who had no military training, and they only had machetes and knives and pitchforks and slingshots. Those were doing better. The next third was formed by Creoles, Spanish descendants that were born in our country.
It was a real art to be able in warfare, the slingshots, and that is the way. That is the reason why little David was able to kill Goliath, because they were very specialized persons in the armies, and that's the ability to actually hit you right in the forehead with a slingshot. Perdón.
Very accurate.
Adelante.
And we're going to talk about them too.
We're going to talk about it. Okay.
So, the next third, as I said, was formed by Creoles, and only 25% of them had military training. So the mayor still thought that he had a chance to win.
So Creoles are Spanish people born in Mexico.
So the mayor's goal was to endure the attack of the revolutionaries for at least 3 days. He was expecting his friend to come and to help. His friend was Felix Maria Calleja. He came from San Luis Potosí. San Luis Potosí is found on that direction, and he was about 2 or 3 days away from this place on horse. And when the mayor noticed that most people in the city were going to help revolutionaries, he thought, what's the point in helping these guys here? So he selected instead a group of 150 persons. These were members of royal families, families that had nobility titles that were counts and marquis. And he brought them inside that big square building you see over there. The building that has no colors, lots of windows.
Right.
That was the granary. That's the place where Spanish people were keeping their crops and seeds.
Granary.
The granary, exactly. And so the granary, it's standing by itself, no houses attached to it. So the mayor was able to have the soldiers, the rooftop, shooting at the revolutionaries. And they couldn't get closer because they were being shot. The only people who were having success in attacking the place were indigenous people with their slingshots. So they were in that mountain where you see actually those trees. They were here in this mountain too, and they were throwing rocks into the building.
Oh, shooting down.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah, from where you see the trees over there, from that section down to the building. And they were being successful. Soldiers with guns. Then a group of miners came from Raya Silver Mine, led by this gentleman. And this gentleman, Pipila, that was his nickname, had the great idea to carry a big stone in his back. This was flat, so this was tied. So he must have been very strong. With a torchlight and oil, got close to the door of the building and set the door on fire. He had to stay there though. This is not easy. Until the door was burned down. So he had to stay there for, what would you guess?
Hours.
Hours, exactly. In the meantime, soldiers were shooting at him, but he was under the stone. So this was like a bulletproof shield. Exactly. So once the door was burned, revolutionaries broke inside the place, rushed in, and then the Ignacio Allende and Father Hidalgo were not able to control the army, and they ended up killing everybody inside the place, including women and children. So they committed war crimes, genocide. This is information that our government doesn't tell our kids in the schools. But 5 months later, when the revolutionaries, the four initiators of the independence revolution, were betrayed by Ignacio Elizondo, and they were captured, had a trial, they were found guilty, especially because of what they did at the granary. And then they were shot in a court-martial, then beheaded. Their heads were put inside metal cages, like birds.
Yeah.
And the cages were brought to the top corners of the building. That's where those heads were hanging for the next 10 years until the revolution was over. So imagine at that time a kid with his mom passing by, and a kid being like, "Hey, Mom,
what's happening?
Is that a bird? What's up there, Mom?"
A funny bird.
This was skull.
Did I miss?
This is the end of the Pan American. It's a race that they all finished in old American cars. I'm not really sure where it started, but it's ending right here in front of us. And it's 4 o'clock on October 18th, Tuesday. It's going to start raining soon, but everyone's very excited that all these people arrived here. I'll show you all the people. It's like, I would say, hundreds and hundreds of people lining the roadways to have these cars come through who have finished this long race, which I'm not really sure. I want to show you this. This is these trees. I forget the name of the trees, but which you can always find out. But these trees are trimmed, but look how low they are. It's almost like a canopy. And don't forget that you're talking about very hot weather sometimes. So these trees would be like creating an umbrella. I'm going to come out here so you can see how huge they are. And they kind of like meld together so that they become one tree. Isn't that beautiful? But of course, it's not one tree. It's like many of them. See that? We're in Guanajuato, Mexico, October 18th, and they also we had the most wonderful, wonderful lunch at this Casa Valdez. It was really, really amazing. And there you go. And then I want to show you these trees. This is like a beautiful, beautiful plaza. And now the end of the car race is here. I wish I could get a picture of the car for you and show you all these old American cars, but unfortunately there's a lot of people here. They all get up and they put a medal on. You see them? Medal. But I gotta get closer to get a picture of the cars for you. There's a drone. You see the drone right there? I don't know if it's a camera drone. You can really, really close the drone. I don't think I've ever seen a drone come so close to us. Now it's way up high. It might be a camera zone for television to show the end. There's the cathedral, one of the cathedrals. And you see it says Pan America 2016, La Carrera Panamericana 2016, you see? Teatro of Guanajuato. Look how beautiful. I promise I'm going to get close enough to get one car so you can see what kind of car it is. Very noisy cars, that's for sure. That for sure looks like... Oh, it's a Mustang.
Coronando esta entrega de 15 que serán en cada uno de los lugares a los que vamos con el campeonato. Gracias. Gracias. Estos pilotos que son 15 les va a ayudar. Y se va hasta San Miguel de Allende. Estos 15 carreras se van a una formación de San Miguel de Allende. ¡Qué padre! Y con objetivo de honor, el licenciado Octavio Mata.
Sí, lo ves viable, que no te pueden guardar ahí 8. Ok. Perfecto. Y estaba muy cerca, ¿verdad?
Look at this one.
Amigo, no puedes estar aquí abajo, subas a la banqueta, por favor. Sí se ve de todas maneras. Es por seguridad de ustedes, ¿no? Está bonita. Qué bonito jueguito,
cars are running, but there's a lot of cars. Believe this? We're in Mexico, baby, and we got women drivers. Look at that. Can you imagine a woman driver?
Papá, corre, tomar la foto.
And no, it's not her baby. They said, lend me this child for a minute. That's the car she was driving. Looks like it's a Porsche, what is it, 1800, 1600? An old Porsche they were driving in. But nobody knows how long. I'll have to look up how long this was, where they're coming from. But they have a female driver, I gotta tell you, and a beautiful female driver. She looks like a model, really beautiful girl. There she is. Look how gorgeous. I have no idea how long this race is, but I would say it's going to probably be at least, looks like 50 cars. Okay, this is Guanajuato, you see there's a tram. I guess, I'm not really sure where it goes or where, but it's where we were this morning or earlier with the statue that Dali was telling all about. And then you come over here to the right, or to the left at this point, and it's a tram. And again, these roads, these plazas are really beautiful. And I'm going to show you this too over here. I didn't even see this before. These are all hotels around the plaza, and with these beautiful trees and so many fascinating people. This is the tram or funicular that is in Guanajuato, Mexico. You see it? Isn't that cool? And now another one's going up. Very, very cool. It's raining, so I can't stay outside too much, but I want you to see the one that's going up. See it? Going up, they just passed each other. Very cool. Look at that house. Everyone's standing underneath the awning because it's raining. Here we all are.
Springs, especially from a river that crosses still a city. But the river all of a sudden became like a sewer system. So what I'm trying to say is that the water was not perfect. It was actually dirty. And that's why people were getting sick at that time. 1700s, lots of illnesses in this place. A lot of people were dying. So there was a group of Capuchin nuns who were interested in improving the quality of life in the village. And they knew that the problem had to do with water. And among these Capuchin nuns, there was a lady. There was a nun whose name was Sor Marcela. That's all we know about her. We don't know her last name. This was Sor Marcela, and this nun happens to be a quite gorgeous nun, young and gorgeous. And here in the city, Sor Marcela had a cousin, and this was Maria Davila Moctezuma. So this Spanish lady with this indigenous name, Moctezuma, happens to be a descendant of the Moctezuma family. So these royal class indigenous families in 1500s were allowed to survive. Some of them were killed, but most of these families were allowed to live and to mix with Spanish blood. So these royal class indigenous families along the years, of course, became rich, became powerful, and like this lady, Maria Davila Moctezuma. This lady married a marquis that came from Spain. The name of this marquis was Don Juan Antonio de Urrutia y Arana, and he was the Marquis of La Villa del Villar del Águila, another wealthy man. And they came to Querétaro and settled down here. They had a lot of properties, haciendas, and a house in the downtown area. It's a house we can visit. Right now it's a hotel. It's being called Casa de la Marquesa. And then, well, Sor Marcela had the idea. She was like, to solve this problem we're having with the illnesses, we need to bring water. There's plenty of water on that gorge over there in between the mountains. Spring, but the water runs to the left. It's not going through the city. So what can we do to bring that water? The nuns were discussing about different ideas, and then somebody would come up with the idea. An aqueduct. Discussing. Discussing. They were talking about a possible solution, and they were like, an aqueduct. And then Marcela had the idea. I know the sponsor that will be willing to build the aqueduct for the city. So Marcela talked to the Marquis. So Marcella knew that the Marquis had a crush on her. Ladies know when that happens.
I know how they can use their power.
So Marcella talked to the Marquis and she told him, we need water. And an aqueduct would be the way to bring water. If you build an aqueduct and bring water from the gorge to the village, I am willing, and I'll be more than happy to admit your soul every single night.
Every single night.
So the Marquis was like, whoa. Oh my goodness. So the Marquis accepted. And the Marquis built the aqueduct. It took several years for him and a lot of money to build the aqueduct.
If you said that a nun prostituted herself to build this aqueduct, people wouldn't believe you. But the way you said it, it's so romantic.
She didn't say how he was going to touch heaven. Now let's hear the end.
I think what's really amazing because
There's nothing wrong with a business transaction.
No.
So the Marquis finished
That's funny.
the aqueduct.